Really? Well, thank you. You're the best. There's no alarms going off right now, Espoir, in the game?
Oh, it's not a problem.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir du Vide, and a lot of the games I play fall into the murder sim, yandere, horror romance genre. And as to be expected, there's some pretty messed up kooky characters that I encounter. Did you do something to the crows? Some of which are pretty hot. Most of the time, I want to smooch the giant imposing man that's chasing me throughout the dark forest, but sometimes things get a little too real and a little too spooky. Let's see how you talk when you're strapped to the bed. Boy, that escalated quickly. I just said I didn't like the cocktail. So here's my top 11 visual novel characters that have actually scared me. Starting with some honorable mentions who are not on this list. John Doe. John Doe. Jonathan Dosif. He's not on this list because, well, I love him too much. He's too cute. He's too scrunkly. If you can't love Doe at his... then you don't deserve him at his. Dominic from Dead Meat. You really made this far too easy on me. Did you want me to catch you? Was that it? I don't know a lot about him, honestly. The demo was pretty short, and it hasn't been updated in a very long time. But I do remember being quite perturbed at the sight of him eating my friend. Tate Frost. Size alone would make me terrified of this man, but he's too hot. He's just too hot. He's too fine. He's too hot. Ah, sir!
I'm gonna really savor our time together, sweetheart. Go real slow with you.
Oh no! I can't be scared of him. He's too hot. I might even forgive him biting off my finger if I get a smooch in return. And Nozax 404. I gotta calm down first. He should probably be on this list. I mean, he's insanely tall, he's basically glued to his axe all the time, and if he feels too much of any emotion, he'll most likely kill you. And if he doesn't, he'll stalk you with the option to dox you in the grandest of ways. And he'll probably give you carpal tunnel from all the writing he wants you to do. But he's just too darn scrunkly, and I love him too much. And now on to the actual list, starting with number 11. Shaden Mortems. Did you smack his little boy face? I'm gonna take these hands. I'm gonna grab that boy and run out the door. I'm not fighting that guy. Just saying that name again, just remembering that name. This was going to be a top 10, until completely out of the blue, a name reappeared in my mind. Or perhaps out of the pink. Wait, no, that sounds dirty. Don't say that. No, just keep it blue. Shaden Mortems, from a game I played a little early into my channel called 5 Stages of Pink. You don't see this character for most of the game, he's only talked about. By the time he finally appears, for some reason, I was just as scared as any of the other characters in-game. Number 10. Castor from Darling Duality. One of the first mean routes that actually scared my evil alter ego Vede. Or Void. I forget her name sometimes. Mostly because of this scene here.
I just want to see what you look like if I do this.
Ah!
There. I think the color suits you. Take a glance in the mirror if you don't believe me.
After gleefully wiping his own blood all over my face, Castor steps back to admire his handiwork, and all I can think of is, why is he doing this?
You look so beautiful wearing my blood. It makes me want to just smother you in it from head to toe.
In all these games that I've played, I think this is a new one. This is a new one. Guy mutilates himself, puts his blood all over you. That's a new one. That's one that wasn't on the bingo sheet.
Although, I wonder how I'd look wearing yours.
No. You don't need to do none of that. No. All this blood needs to stay in here.
One cut here, another there.
Ouch!
That sound you make each time I slice a little deeper gives me chills. I want more. Give me more of those incredible noises.
Oh, do you mean when I go, ah? Oh yeah, and this scene too.
Are you seriously crying right now? You don't have the right. I asked you nicely, more than once I might add, but you chose to ignore me. You brought this on yourself.
With a chilling look of disdain, ah! Castor flings me across the room with alarming ease, my body landing awkwardly on the bed. Why are all these yanderes so strong?
A.
Ah!
S. Hold still, will you? Bite down on the pillow if you need to. I'm not going to stop just because it hurts a little.
If it's on my back, fam, how am I supposed to remember it? Like, am I supposed to, like, oh, what's my captor's name? Oh yeah, it's Rakatot. It will be backwards. It's on my back, fam. How am I supposed to see it? That's a level of unhinged that I wasn't ready for, and as far as I know, he can't really be stopped. However, it probably would be easy to talk him out of it. Just don't do the bad route. Maybe he won't even come out of the screen. Plus, in one ending, you make him get a job in the real world. Number 9. Wither from Flowers of Evil. I almost didn't put Wither on this list because I love him so much and I can't wait to play more of his game. But, then I remembered this scene. Ah! Stop that! Stop it. You stop. That's enough. No more. It's time to stop. He's everywhere where there's greenery, even controlling flowers in flower shops. He's always watching and waiting, and he plans to plant you in the ground to be his little sunflower forever. But I think I could take him. I don't know, carry around some salt, big old gallon of weed killer. I could probably take him. Probably. Number 8. Saffron from You and Him. Adam is scary enough. He's manipulative, cunning, clever, and relentless. Yet his biggest weakness is my greatest strength, smooching. His manager is a different story, though. While this game is still in development, we don't know everything about Saffron. But what we do know are his tastes. And it seems that we're the ones on the menu. He needed to reschedule everything after the injury Adam sustained during your shared encounter. And now, he's unable to hunt the gardener boy because your aunt's going to take up room in his freezer. He wanted something out of this whole debacle. You were an equally appealing prospect, so he felt satisfied. Now, with neither you nor the gardener boy, he's ravenous. A little speck of your blood is not enough. He needs more. Adam, please protect my unconscious body. Not to mention he has a whole creepy doctor set up. Adam would probably just kill you, but Saffron would make you suffer. And since he has just as many connections as Adam, he'd probably find you anywhere you tried to run to. Number 7. Ray from Binary Star Hero. Another character that I almost didn't put on this list because I love them so much, but think about it. Imagine there's a superhero with super speed who can fly, start fires, shoot lasers from his eyes, read your mind, and possibly nuke the entire universe. And he's madly in love with you. In fact, the only reason the world hasn't gotten a permanent suntan is because of you, and you gotta keep this guy happy. How terrifying is that? In all honesty, I was more afraid of our shadow-stepping ex-boyfriend who could, disappear into the shadows and then grab you and disappear into the shadows and take you wherever. But Ray is scarier when you really think about it. However, Ray can be tamed. He can be reasoned with. All this time, you've been what people wanted you to be. But the truth is, I don't want you to be anyone. I want to grow into something with you. Even if I'm not the hero binary star that you want? I fell for Ray in the coffee shop, not the edited hero on the magazine. Number 6. Riker from Forcefully Yours. Looks good, not gonna lie, I am a prisoner. But Your hair looks nice. For the longest time, Riker held the title for the most unhinged yandere I had ever encountered, let alone the multiple possibilities of crazy you could get from him. I'm still unsure as to who or what Riker is with how fast his personality changes. No game before that had left me as speechless as this one did, and I still applaud the developer for that. Number 5. Dice from Loveless Biker Boys. Are you a vampire? Dice giggled harder than ever. No, I'm a biker. Oh, Dice, the chaotic leader of the Loveless Biker Boys. Brash, rude, and ready to do violence at the drop of a hat. He's done some of the most messed up and brutal things to not only me as the player, but his own guys, at one point even taking the trophy for most brutal away from number 4. However, and maybe it's my own rose-tinted glasses, I think Dice still has a heart. He has some sort of conscience, and he cares for his gang. Oh. Dice clearly didn't want to do this. Blushed, staring at Dice. Oh. There's a chance he won't do you a violence if you impress him. Then again, he really loves seeing your head crushed under his tires. His crazed stare told you that you weren't going to make it out of here alive. When have I ever with you, Dice? Number 4. Strayed from Boyfriend to Death.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
Strayed. Of course, this expletive of an expletive would be on this list. Early into my YouTube career, starting on my path of brutal visual novels, I gave Boyfriend to Death a try on my own, and knowing absolutely nothing about these types of games, got thoroughly bodied by Strayed. Never have I encountered a game that you just couldn't win, and thus Strayed became my nemesis.
Your nemesis in it!
Never had I seen such a cruel and sadistic fellow who wholeheartedly delighted in the overachieving massacre of others.
What's the worst, most awful thing I could do to this person? I'm going to do that.
But at least Strayed is human. He can be stopped. He can be killed. But number 3, Lauhi from Infectious Doctor. Lauhi is a kind doctor that you stumble across when you begin to feel sick while wandering in the forest. He dotingly takes care of you and sends you home when you're better.
She's just as confused as me. Like, wait, what?
Except none of that actually happens. Lauhi is actually a walking plague that can infect people with a deadly disease just by being near him, and that he himself can control the disease inside you, making you either better or worse. And, to make matters incredibly worse, he is a nigh unkillable, corpse-eating vampire who is madly in love with you and plans to eat you if you're ungrateful for his care. I think for the first time in a VN, I had no snappy remarks. I have no optimistic jab. I could see no hope in getting out of this bloody relationship.
I could give you so much more than your family. I could bring so much love and happiness to your life before you die. Why would you run away? Why do they always run away?
Lauhi was eventually killed, and you do eventually escape, but the nightmares of that encounter will never leave you. But at least Lauhi could be killed, while number 2 had to be outsmarted. Number 2, Niall from Parasite in Love. For the longest time, Niall was the scariest character I had met in a visual novel. Like, in real life, there's absolutely nothing I could be able to do in this situation. Parasite in Love is about being infected with a rare brain-eating amoeba, and how not only did that parasite fall in love with you, but wanted to have a family with you.
This is where a baby would grow, right? Is this how a fetus in a womb feels? Why would they ever leave their mother's body?
Although he projects the hallucination of your young sweetheart in your eyes, keep in mind that he is a hostile germ inside your body, speaking to you through your mind, controlling your temperature, and giving you splitting migraines when you don't agree to his hospitality, able to read your thoughts and slowly kill you with his love while you lie helpless in bed.
I will multiply and create our children this way.
Yet somehow, after days of suffering, you're able to trick him and convince him to leave your body and escape his toxic love.
As soon as you touch the earth, you crawl out and cry. You did it, Marlo. You beat humanity's #1 threat, the microscopic organism. You did it! You scream out all of the fear and pain you had to endure. Tears fall, and you can't stop yourself from falling apart.
And the wave of anger and relief the main character must feel to be finally rid of him, I'll never forget that. But of course, until very recently, Niall was #1. The one who took his place isn't a germ, nor a vampire, not a superhero or plant creature. He's just a man. A very, very disturbed man.
And #1, Henry from the Forgotten 128 demo.
My name is Henry. I'm 8 years old. Would you like to be my friend? I love unicorns, fruits, and bedtime stories.
I don't know. There'd still be some red flags. A seemingly innocent child that you come across, locked in a small cage when the rest of the world seems abandoned, begging to be freed. But is he locked up for his safety or the world's? Don't be fooled by his enormous, watery eyes or the cherubic baby voice I gave him. Who knows what evil those tiny baby hands are capable of? Who knows what wicked actions this cruel and vile... Yeah, it's not him. He's a baby.
#1. Daniel, from What I Wouldn't Do. It's been a long time since a game has left me this speechless. Never before had I been so appalled and intrigued by a visual novel character. This game makes Boyfriend to Death look like the game I Love You, Colonel Sanders. I even say, in the video, with my whole heart, that I would rather be in a room with Strayed than Daniel. Never had I been so violated. Never have I been so brutalized. Still, I don't stop. Ah! How dare you! You interrupt me again, Daniel. I'm trying to read the text box and you interrupt my text box. This is why we stopped dating. My vision. You did it again! Dude cuts off not just my gams, but my arms and my teeth. How extra is that? You don't need to do all that. And then talks about how we're gonna start a family together, to which he'd even say if the player was a man. And not only that, but as I was making jokes about why we must have broken up and how he's a terrible boyfriend, I realized halfway through that he is not, in fact, our ex, and that we've never had a relationship with this guy at all. He's a complete stranger who just kidnaps you one day, and this is after you've escaped him. And the kicker, and if you've seen the video, you know exactly what I'm gonna talk about, is when the dude cuts his face off for you. Like literally his face. His face. Off. Off. His face. Just his whole face. Cut. Off. Face. Off. Off. And then proceeds to do the same to you so you can wear each other's faces. And then before I assume we both die together, he claims how he'll find you again in every lifetime, spouting morbid poetry while taking his face off. There is no escape, and you can't fix him. One of my patrons really put it in perspective for me that Strayed is simply sadistic. He's aware and enjoys what he's doing. To him, this is fun, and in a way I can respect that, after I kick him down a flight of stairs. But Danny is unhinged in a different way. He is legitimately psychotic in the truest sense. At some point, he even says he wishes he knew us when he was better, possibly hinting that he knows something is wrong with him. But all those moments of hesitation are quickly overshadowed by the things he brutally does to the player. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy what I do, because these characters are fictional, but the things Daniel does in this game are frighteningly real. Aside from the whole, cutting off your face thing, I haven't heard Florida Man do that yet. I know some people like this game, and some really don't, and I understand that. But please, don't harass anyone who plays or likes these types of games. At the end of the day, it's just entertainment. It's a what-if story of a fictional character that purposely pushes the boundaries of the human mind. Some people are very sensitive to horror, while some see it as a comfort. But the most important thing that I want all my viewers to know is that people like this, in real life, are dangerous. Trust me, you do not want a yandere. You do not want a stalker. The developers who make these games, as well as the streamers who play them, do not praise, condone, or glorify these actions. This is just a form of art that's meant to thrill, not to harm. But seriously though, I got nightmares from the whole face thing. I actually had nightmares the day after I played that game. Just his face! His whole face! Just... off! But those were my top 11 visual novel characters who actually gave me the heebie-jeebies. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And hey, if you have a character that I might have missed or a character that has legitimately scared you, put it down in the comments. I would love to know that. I would love to read that. And if you enjoyed this video, I and my many illegally married fictional husbands would greatly appreciate it if you would smash that like button, backhand that subscribe button, and show that bell who's boss so you don't miss an upload. Have a great night, take care of yourself, and remember, there is always hope.